Hey everybody, it's James here. I wanted to give you the walk around on my 2012 Little Guy Rough Rider trailer after 1 year. I've had the unit for a little over a year and it's been one of those things that I didn't expect to get. I had replaced a ground tent with a Gazelle T4, a tent that I'd had for 25 years, was more than happy to keep using that tent. The opportunity presented itself to get this trailer last August, September, and I jumped on it and got the trailer. It was exactly what I was looking for. A friend of mine found it in Pennsylvania. We headed up there within 2 days, and I owned the trailer 2 days later. So the trailer project has not always gone as planned. It's been a little bit of the haves, the wants, and the needs. By that I mean there's things that I had already that I didn't necessarily need to put on the immediate needs list, and they became more of wants. An example is I've got an ABC pop-up canopy, and I don't necessarily need a 100-degree awning for this unit. Would I like a 180-degree awning? Yes. Is it in the future? Yes. But I already had something that worked in that capacity, so I continued to use the things I had in that capacity to make the trailer work. Another thing to mention is that when I was heading out to the rooftop tent rally last year in Virginia, that I had a mechanical mishap that cost a lot of money and it really took the trailer project in a whole other direction. We went from refabrication being back on the list to being the forefront of the list. So with that refabrication, things were changed. Like I extended the hitch out and the tongue out. Originally, with the spare tire on the trailer and the spare tire on the FJ, you couldn't have both of them together, so you had to literally remove the spare tire for the trailer and put it in the compartment. Didn't like that idea as well, so here we are getting the trailer rebuilt. Let's get the refabrication done. I added the lock and roll hitch at that time, extended the tongue. The battery tray, the cargo tray, the toolbox were all reused, but they were taken off. The tongue was extended and they were put back in place. The axle and wheel had to be replaced, so that was part of the refabrication work to get done. We had torn one of the aluminum fenders off, so new steel fenders were fabricated on here. These fenders allow you to stand on them. There's gear that can be mounted on them. They're welded directly into the frame. The C-sand mats and the door mats were another thing that I added, as I camp a lot in inclement weather and the ground is often dirty or muddy, and trying to keep that dirt or mud from entering inside the cabin of the camper has been extremely important. So we added the C-sand mats. Another thing I added were the Tepui rooftop tent shoe bags, because I didn't want shoes being inside the camper that were muddy, wet, yet I wanted to be able to keep them protected from the elements. Simply added these sail C-channels to the body, and these just slide right on. Not much has changed in the galley. However, I did organize my food a little bit better, and I have some spice racks that I've added. I do have plans to add another sink. I just haven't added that other sink yet. The one sink is quite a bit smaller. We did upgrade the water tank from a 2.5 gallon to a 7 gallon. That was the largest tank that I could find without having to remove the cabinetry in order to get it in place. We did have to redo the plumbing, so I redid the plumbing as part of that. We did add the do-it-yourself solar shower. I do have plans for an on-demand water heater as well as a shower awning. However, right now I do have a standalone shower awning. As you can see on the roof that we've got two 50-watt solar panels. I've added those. I'm still working the solar system. I'm still trying to get everything put together with that. There's literally one rib that's in the camper that is prohibiting me from getting the whole electrical system run for the solar system. I've already built the solar controller box. You can see it here. This is a box that's temporary that's going to go on the toolbox that can be removed and placed inside another larger compartment once it's been added. As you look inside the camper, I've added a few things that kind of help with how I organize or how things fit or are useful with inside the camper. You'll notice in the upper end that we have the RAM tracks. I can put an iPad there, I can put my iPhone there, a Bluetooth speaker, several different options with the RAM tracks using the RAM mounting system to allow me to access different gear or store different gear in the camper. I do have a charging setup that I can charge my Apple Watch, my O-lights, my phone, any other electronics that I need to be. It's kind of been set up in there. If you look up in the cabinets, I do have IKEA shelving that I've added in there to kind of help with the organization of the cabinets. The cabinets were big and didn't allow a lot of flexibility, so I added some IKEA shelves in there that allow me to put smaller items up higher and keep the larger items lower so that there's better organization in there. As you look through the camper, you'll also see that there are various Velcro attachments that have little mesh bags or netting where things can be stowed. Magazines, books, wallets, flashlights, pocket knives, anything you might need for an outing. Some other things that you haven't really seen with the camper is there is the Climate climate system. It allows me both air conditioning and heating. One of the big challenges for me has been camping in the hot blazing summer in southern Kentucky inside the camper unit and have to deal with how to cool it off. I do have a Mr. Heater Buddy as well as a generator and a way to camp in the cold weather. I do plan on camping pretty much year round. If you notice up top, I've added a couple extra bike racks up there so I can throw on my mountain bike or my road bike. I do have a mounting system that goes on the FJ as far as bikes when I'm out doing my road cycling events. However, I did want the flexibility to be able to add bikes in another capacity as well. There's still a lot of future plans for the trailer, and I think any Teardrop camper trailer or any overland trailer person is going to tell you that they've got an endless list of things they want to do to it. Some other little things that I've added is I've changed out most of the lighting to LED lighting. I do have a motion sensor light that makes a great way to have camp security if you're camping out in a boondocking area where you're not sure who's going to come up and approach your camp. That I got off of Amazon. I'll put a link for that down in the description. I'm looking at an enclosed space where I can have a slide for either a fridge or a cooler, as well as gear security on the opposite side. There's plans to put L-tracks on that box so that extra gear can be mounted up there, or gear that I previously carry can be stowed in a way that it's not in the compartment. This particular unit didn't come with the belly lockers, so I've been planning on adding some belly lockers to it in the future. I also plan on upgrading the sink to a larger sink that allows me the ability to clean a few more dishes or to stow gear in there during traveling. I've also looked into doing some type of ambient glow lighting system for the campers so that it's easier to find your way around camp in the middle of the night if you have to get up or get out. Again, most of the lights are LED on here, trying to make it as self-sufficient as possible. Some other things I've added to the inside is I have added a memory foam topper to the current mattress until I can get a better mattress. It's comfortable, it works for me. I've got a nice Tempur-Pedic pillow that I like in the inside. I'll put a link down in the description for a lot of the items that I've added to the camper over the last year so you can see exactly what I've done. Well, that's about it for the 1-year walk around on my 2012 Little Guy Rough Rider trailer. Until next time in the next adventure, I'll see you soon.